Welcome back. Our day of giving is winding down. You have just about 17 minutes and some change to help out Hurricane Ian victims. Here's a live look at the call center. We are working with the United Way of Southeast Louisiana to raise money. You can help out by calling the number at the bottom of your screen or going to our website, WDSU.com.
Well, tonight, WDSU investigates a law enforcement watchdog group raising big questions about an assistant sheriff at the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. So they want to know why she's on the job after records show she was terminated from her previous job at the New Orleans Office of Inspector General.
WDSU investigative reporter Aubrey Killian uncovers what the agency is calling a questionable hire. Aubrey.
Hey guys, that's right. So Kristen Morales works as an assistant sheriff. The sheriff is defending the hire. But records show before she got that job, Morales was terminated from the IG's office for giving away city property and then falsely telling investigators she had permission. She's been fighting that termination, but I just got these court documents just a couple hours ago. Today, that termination was justified.
What I've seen since Susan Hutson was appointed, it's all about who you know, at least for some of the positions of power.
Rafael Goyeneche, head of the Metropolitan Crime Commission, a nonprofit group focused on improving the criminal justice system, says a recent high-profile hire by Orleans Parish Sheriff Susan Hutson concerns him.
So I think that the sheriff has a responsibility to not just hire people that are friends, but to hire people that are capable of doing the job.
Kristen Morales was recently hired by Orleans Sheriff Susan Hutson to serve as an assistant sheriff. Morales was formerly an investigator at the New Orleans Office of Inspector General. She admits that while there in 2015, she gave away an iPhone owned by the OIG's office. 5 years later, she was questioned about it, according to City Civil Service Commission records. The documents show that when questioned, Morales admitted giving away the phone. She denied that she did so without permission from her supervisor. Morales was terminated by the OIG in 2021. In reviewing Morales' termination, the Civil Service Commission says it feels that Morales showed a lack of candor in her response and says it found no evidence to support that assertion.
Said it wasn't the value of the iPhone. The thing that I think Civil Service hung their hat on was the fact that she was untruthful when she explained her actions.
She then took her appeal to the Louisiana Fourth Circuit Court of Appeal. Wednesday, the termination was upheld. In addition, she's filed a federal lawsuit alleging wrongful termination by the OIG. That lawsuit is ongoing. Stephanie Dovalina is Morales' attorney. She says she's answering all questions for Morales. Did she ever state that she did have permission to give the phone away?
She, as I stated before, she stated that when she was initially asked, she would have asked for permission and that, she wouldn't have just donated something without seeking permission first.
Morales' new boss, Sheriff Susan Hutson, a longtime acquaintance, says she has complete confidence in Morales. Some are saying you and Miss Morales may have been friends. Is that fair to say, or is that inaccurate to say?
It's absolutely fair to say.
How would you describe y'all's interactions outside of work?
I'm not sure what that's about, but we're here to talk about the Orleans Parish Sheriff's Office. I hire people who will get the job done.
Hutson says Morales heads up the department's IT programs. She says Morales has the proper credentials to do the job. Hutson even showed up in front of the Civil Service Commission in support of Morales to get the termination overturned. Hutson also brings up her own history with the OIG's office in support of Morales.
And I would remind you also that when I was a part of the Inspector General's office, when my message wasn't well received, I was attacked. And my employment, they sought to terminate my employment. And I fought against that, and she's fighting to clear her name.
And according to the records from the Civil Service Commission, Morales' lack of truthfulness could call into question her ability to testify in any hearing. Would her testifying in court, would that be an issue at all because of her previous employment history?
Assistant Sheriff Morales does not conduct investigations. There's nothing for her to testify to. So Assistant Sheriff Morales supervises the investigators, and they conduct the investigations.
Which is concerning for the Metropolitan Crime Commission.
So she was terminated as an investigator. And as an investigator, if you don't have honesty, if you don't have truthfulness, your credibility is forever tainted.
So take a look. The IG issued this statement. It reads in part, "We refer you to the unanimous Civil Service Commission decision and the unanimous opinion of the Louisiana Fourth Circuit Court of Appeal issued today, which affirmed the termination for cause of Kristen Morales as an investigator with the Office of Inspector General." Reporting live in the studio, I'm Aubrey Killian, WDSU News.
All right, Aubrey, thank you so much. And if you have an issue that you would like WDSU Investigates to dig deeper into, you can please send an email to us at newstips@wdsu.com, or you can call this number there. It's 504-679-0606.
It's just